do 10,000 feet of elevation, fueling just on sugar. And when I mean sugar, I mean literally white table sugar. Can I do 10,000 feet of elevation in one ride without getting the sugar crash that you might have heard or might say that happens when you just have sugar? To let you into a little secret, I know the answer to this already. I'm currently doing the ride and I'm about an hour and a half in. I don't know how long it's going to take, but like and subscribe because the results might surprise you. They may not surprise you. It might make your fueling for your rides maybe cheaper if the sugar water is successful. Now you might be wondering where I am. This is Northumberland and there's quite a bit of mountains as you get in England. As you can see, there's definitely things around here. So I'll be doing a lot of elevation today. I don't have to go abroad and pay lots of money. The weather's not great. It's not too cold. I better get going because I'm starting to get cold. But I'll catch you, I don't know, in another 1,000 feet or so. We'll see how we're getting on. So I'm coming up to about 2.5 hours in now, and it's still really windy, so I don't know whether it's safe to do filming on the bike. We'll see how good my handling skills are. But as you can see, where I am, there's a lot of up and down. But you might notice that, so I'm in the UK, and you might notice that there's a lot of sort of hazy. The air looks sort of hazy, almost misty. So sort of that way. So the wind's coming from like a southeasterly direction. I'm going to try and hide behind this tree in the wind. But they're burning the moors over that way. When I go up to the top of the hills and I'm sort of going up and down between the valleys and whatnot, I can see in the distance the big plumes of smoke. So it's very noticeable when the sky is blue, and anyway, that's for another day. So I'm getting, I'm in as they would call it, God's own country. And out here in the middle of nowhere where there's no industry and whatnot, I'm still breathing in pollution, isn't it? So I like to, as I say in other videos, have you seen other videos, I like these videos to be entertaining but also putting across a message. So again, another one out here in the middle of nowhere, and I keep getting passed by cars, and I don't understand. Well, I do understand. We can reduce our dependency on cars, I think, and yes, they're very useful, but where I am right now, it's a lot of these places out here are sort of old mining communities, and there's a shop, for example, like just here in this valley, there's a local shop. So if for example you were going in your car, a mile or something from your house, you could easily cycle there. And even today, the weather's, it's windy, but it's pleasant. So anyway, this sounds about better health for you and the planet and everyone, okay? So I've had one bottle, which was 100 grams of sugar. So I've had this one, and I've started on that one, and I actually have another bottle, but I put it in the bush. So I rode out here from where I live, which is flatter, so I had 3 bottles, and I put one in the bush out like up the valley, so I'll be going up and down the valleys, this side of the valley, and I'll collect it when I've run out of these. So I don't need to go to the shops. I brought enough sugar so that I don't need to stop for that. Just I have to stop to make these little videos. So yeah, like and subscribe and share this perhaps with you know, people who say to you, oh, you don't want sugar because you get a sugar crash. So I have other videos that will explain sort of the chemistry, the science behind table sugar. So I'm talking about sucrose, which is 50-50 glucose and fructose. And I have actually got some sweets as well, which are basically, you know, they're sugar as well. So it's basically the same thing, glucose, sugar, and they taste quite nice. I suppose the other thing is, yeah, sugar, people say rots your teeth, but I say I don't even see them, but you know, I look after my teeth and I've never had problems with them, and I've feel like this. Well, how long have I feel like this? You'll find out. So yeah, hope you're enjoying the view, although it is a bit, as I say, misty because of the pollution. But yeah, I'll get going and I'll see you again in I don't know, a few thousand more feet. Yeah, not tired yet actually, I feel okay, so we'll keep going. Hello again. So as you can tell, I'm going uphill. Well, as I was talking about before about the pollution, so just over there, hope you can see, it's like you can see it's sort of hazy here, then it's ridiculous, isn't it? And my point in these videos is not ranty, it's, I think, educational. There's a difference. So just to put an example to you, we have, you know, in the world we have like wildfires and the pollution they make, and then you have these controlled burns, as they call it, in the peak up here in the mountains, and it's just polluting, isn't it? So the bike is about reducing pollution. Okay, so these two things are polar opposites, aren't they? Because if you're on the bike, you're not driving a car, and you're reducing the impact on the planet. So that just sort of seems funny to me always, because people complain about wildfires being devastating, being polluting and destructive. But you can see how it would be a beautiful valley, but yeah, the air is so hazy today, and I'm breathing it in and everyone's breathing it in around here, and it just doesn't make sense, does it? So you can, I don't know if the camera picks it up, but it's hazy till like the end of this road, just like 300 meters up there, it's hazy with smoke. So I might head up that way and turn around and come back, choose a different road to go up next. But yeah, it's not very nice. And you can see there's a fire over there as well. It's just funny to me, really, how ridiculous it is. If you spent your time looking around doing whatever that is, culture or whatever they call it, why don't we do this culture of less impact? More riding your bike up hills to get to the top to look at the views, and not do that. Yeah. Hello again. So I'm about 2,500 meters in, so that's 7,500 feet. So I think I'm I'm on for a good day. I think we might just make 10,000 feet in the light that's left. And you might be wondering, well, how much sugar then? Well, how much sugar per hour? Well, you can see actually these bottles that I use, these are from Elite, but I always find that they leak, and I clean them, but for some reason, even from day one, they seem to. So you can see it, the sugar water comes out and dries, but maybe that's something they can look to improve in the future. But I'm looking at about, or at least 100 grams of sugar an hour. So I had 2 of these 950s, and they've got 200 grams of sugar in each, so that's 400 grams. And then the green one is a 550 with 100 grams in, so that's 500 grams of sugar. And I'm coming up to 4 hours, and I've had basically one of them and one of them, so that's 300 grams right there. And I've also had some sweets, as I said, they're sugar as well, and gummy sweets, vegan gummy sweets, so stuff like that. And I've had half of that, so yeah, I'm looking at about what, 105 grams or so I've averaged over the last coming up to 4 hours. And I just noticed something as well, which doesn't really happen to me, and again, I think this is something we can all reflect on, hopefully. Again, you can see behind me how misty and hazy it is, and yeah, it is a bit of misty hazy today, with it's not particularly nice. But right now I can smell it really strong, is smoke from the heather moors all around me. I can't escape it everywhere I go, and there's a strong wind, so it's traveling a long way. And I just noticed that I'm not asthmatic, okay, and sometimes if I do a hard ride I get sort of coughs after my ride when I get home for half an hour or so afterwards. But throughout the last 2-3 hours I keep like coughing as though I've like got an asthmatic cough, and it's not very pleasant, and I keep feeling the urge, and I presume it's from the pollution in the air right now, because they do burn the moors a lot, but today just seems like it must be the perfect wind direction, so everything is just blowing this way, and you can see it. Yeah, it's just ridiculous, isn't it? I come out here, you know, we live in such a beautiful remote place, there's no industry here really, and the air should be clean, but it's probably, if you did a test for parts per million of pollution, you'd probably find that it's, I don't understand how it wouldn't be, you know, above the approved limit, but there you go. But you are here in the background, we've got some ground nesting birds here, you can see that on the camera. So there's lots of curlew. I can't remember what the others are off the top of my head, but you can hear their calls in the background a little bit. Yeah, it's curlew. Yeah, I can't think off the top of my head the other species, but yeah. So in the North Pennines. Yeah. So hopefully I'll get this challenge done. I've got about an hour and a half of light, so yeah, probably just about get it done. But yeah, fueled on smoke and sugar today. It's funny, isn't it? I think it's funny anyway. So yeah, like and subscribe, because this might surprise you. that I'm still doing so well, feeling so good, fresh. I still feel fresh. And yeah, so coming up to 4 hours. And yeah, I do feel tired after the end of like long rides, but it's a difference between being tired and being bonking. So I don't bonk, but I do get tired, but I can ride the next day and then the next day and the next day, because, well, does this stop my energy stores getting depleted through my rides? Well, it looks like it isn't it? I'm still managing to maintain my energy levels and I don't feel bad. So sucrose, maybe sucrose is the future. You heard it here first. Well, no, you didn't. So I learned from my masters, and now you'll be able to learn from me, isn't it? Isn't it what they say is we learn from the shoulders of giants, or we stand on the shoulders of giants? Okay, that's what we should do, rather than dismantling them. There you go. So you can see here my Garmin. It's about, yeah, about 10,000 feet. Pretty much run out of time. Just gonna trundle back. But if anyone ever says to you again that sugar will give you the sugar crash and you can't fuel on sugar, table sugar, then show them this video and it'll be able to prove, hopefully once and for all, that you can fuel with sugar. Then sugar is your friend. And when I'm talking about sugar, I'm talking about sucrose, table sugar. And you won't get the bonk or cramp. There's another one. As long as you've got enough sugar and water, you won't cramp or bonk. Sugar, water equals no cramp, no bonk. So thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you can see that I still feel fresh. It was about 5 hours, so 10,000 feet in 5 hours. Not bad going, I don't think, but I've stopped for about 45 minutes doing the video, so if I'd had another hour, I could have just, right now I feel like I could do another 1,000 feet and then another 1,000 feet and another 1,000 feet, and I feel fine. And I'll be able to ride again tomorrow. So I'm gonna go and have my post-meal nutrition of rice, white rice, and some fruit maybe, but yeah, white rice, and we'll be able to go again tomorrow. But I don't want to do another 10,000 feet for a while. Yeah. So like and subscribe for those who want to improve their performance, improve their health, their fitness, get lean, stay lean, and improve their life quality. Ciao.